Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports and conversation. And I'm Paulo de Rosario. Sorry, Diego's here.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego DARIO. In tonight's game plan, Giannis, Khris Middleton, and the Bucks take advantage of Trae Young spraining his ankle to win Game 3. Is Milwaukee now a lock to the NBA Finals?
We'll also catch up with Signal HE spiker turned FC Tokyo import Marck Espejo as he prepares for his return to the Japan League. And we go inside the game of Philippine pole vault king Obiena as he sets his eyes on a gold finish at the Tokyo Olympics. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. It's a tale of two extremes today in the NBA. On one hand, it's unfortunate for the Hawks and the Hawks fans to see Trae Young stepping on a referee's foot and injuring his ankle. On the other hand, apology statements came in from the haters of Khris Middleton. That's right, who came up big in the fourth quarter for the Bucks. Middleton scored 20 of his 38 points in the final period as Milwaukee regained home court advantage over the Hawks. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 33 while Trae Young led Atlanta with 35 points but had to leave the game momentarily due to the sprained ankle. As we inch closer to the NBA Finals, tonight our resident analyst and NBA hype host Camille Clarin from the NU Lady Bulldogs joins us, and reminder that she is arguably the smartest analyst that we've had because she has predicted the playoffs right so far.
Wow.
It's impressive.
Yeah, perfect West bracket.
And I'm against her, obviously.
Just like when she shoots.
Yeah,
Perfect.
she's perfect when she shoots. And when she misses, it's a surprise. Anyway, Trae Young injuring that ankle in Game 3, how big of a deal is it if he is not completely healthy?
It's a game over. Basically, that's what's going to happen, and we already saw it in Game 3. I mean, he is the driving force behind the Atlanta Hawks. They don't have anybody close to someone who can score as well as him. His offensive prowess is ridiculous. And, I mean, we saw a lot of that in Game 3. He kind of brings the momentum to the team, and especially with John Collins out, there was a big gap on that offensive end. So if Trae Young doesn't come back anytime soon, but obviously he will, ice Trae. He's not going to let his team go down like that. Then they'll be fine.
You're right.
It's looking a little rough.
You're right. And that actually reminds me of how Hawks fans feel about that referee today, especially because, again, it was an accident, but still, it caused memes like this. This is how Hawks fans felt about that ref that injured Trae Young.
Yeah, the ref just kept going. He didn't even try and stop and look and be like, bro, are you okay? He just kept going.
Yeah, he didn't even ask Trae.
Maybe he was just too professional, but Jegs, you see that happening. Do you agree if he's not even, maybe 90% over for the Hawks?
I mean, he's the number one option for the Hawks. He's the primary playmaker. He makes everyone better, gets everyone shots. So if he's not 100%, or if he even plays, I think the Hawks will have a tough time against the Bucks.
Are they a lock, Camille, for the finals?
Ooh.
No.
Ah.
As my East bracket said, my East bracket was so bad. So, forget about that one. The East is really unpredictable, and we're seeing that. Obviously, it looked like the Hawks had it in the first half, so we don't even know what's going to happen in the next few games. I hope Trae Young stays in it so then he can, make it competitive.
So we're going to take a look at another meme here. Injuries leading to a Suns versus Bucks NBA Finals. AD groin, Murray ACL, Kawhi knee, Harden hamstring, Kyrie ankle, Trae Young ankle. And honestly, you getting this right is incredible, Camille, and it is insane that it led to this. But Jegs, a guy that is not injured and doing very well, Khris Middleton, do you feel that what he's doing right now will really help out that legacy that Giannis is building?
Well, I believe he's going to be very crucial for this Bucks team. Giannis will be consistent. He'll do Giannis things. He'll rebound. He'll defend. He'll get his 30 points, be efficient. But Khris Middleton is going to be super crucial. When he hits shots like these, it's going to be tough for the Hawks to beat the Bucks.
Camille, when you say Khris Middleton is probably going to be one of the biggest keys to a Bucks championship and Giannis' first, it feels like a joke, but it probably is serious though, right?
I don't know why everybody be doubting Khris Middleton. I mean, Khris Middleton has performed.
He's a bucket.
Like, this guy is solid. He's a super solid player. And, you know, kudos to him. He's finally getting that time to, you know, put himself out there and be that number 2 guy to go to Giannis. And especially, he's been saving Giannis' butt in big-time situations. So we definitely have to give it to him.
You know, 20 of his 38 points were scored in that fourth quarter, Jegs. I don't think it's replicable, but should we even be surprised that he will have nights like this?
I think he would have nights like this, but as the trend shows, he's not very consistent. Some games he would shoot around 20-30%. Some games he would be on fire like this. 20 points in the fourth quarter, that's crucial for the Bucks.
Yeah, I get you. Now, he said the magic word, and because he said the magic word, I have to shift to our final question for today, our biggest topic for a huge chunk of Filipino hoop fans. Damian Lillard to the Lakers. That trended on Twitter. And personally, I'm thinking, nah, that ain't happening. But Camille, what you thinking?
I mean, Paolo, we talked about this. Damian Lillard, his best bet is to stay with Portland. There's no situation where he's going to get traded and still be that number 1 guy. And I think he is meant for that number 1 position. So he's going to the Lakers. Yeah, bye-bye. That's not going to work out.
We're seeing one of the reasons why. Because on a clip from the Space Jam trailer, the character that's supposed to be Damian Lillard is in purple and gold. And that's a reach.
I think LeBron did this on purpose.
Well, yeah, because he's in the Lakers, right? So he's probably going to do that. But, Jegs, you know what? Jego went on the trade machine. And he tried to figure out a trade for Damian Lillard for the Lakers. Again, not quite sure why you'd be doing this, Jego, but let's see what happens. So, for the LA Lakers to receive Damian Lillard, you're getting rid of Dennis Schroeder with a signing trade, Talen Horton-Tucker, Andre Drummond, Kyle Kuzma, 2 first-round picks, 1 in 2021, and a slew of second-round picks. Okay. That is the offer coming from Portland. Camille, let's say you are, offer coming from the Lakers. Camille, you're now the GM of the Portland Trail Blazers. Yes or no?
No.
Of course, that's Dame.
None of those players can even come close to replacing Damian Lillard's impact on the Portland Trail Blazers. You think Kyle Kuzma is going to be the next guy, Dennis Schroeder? I mean, look at their production on the Lakers. They are not ready to lead a franchise. Sorry, Diego. It's a no deal.
That's fine.
Okay, but do you feel that if the Blazers are going to have to move on from Damian Lillard, that a package like that is something they should be looking for? Pieces to rebuild for the future? Or should they go for the fences and swing for someone not as big, obviously, because that'll be tough, but someone that could be impactful now?
In my opinion, they definitely need to pick someone who's impactful now because they don't have a very young team.
Yeah.
I think they're, like, realistically, if you had someone like the Knicks or a team like Atlanta, yeah, you can build around and try and get future picks. But as of right now, Portland is an older team, and I think they need to find someone who can impact and change their franchise for the better as of now.
Camille, you're a shooter, you're a straight shooter, and we really appreciate you coming on and giving us your thoughts and really destroying Jego's dreams of seeing Lillard in the purple and gold.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Camille. After the break, Marck Espejo joins us as he prepares to say Ohio again to the Japan V-League. Keep it here, you're watching The Game. Welcome back to the game. I'm Diego Dario. When you hear the name Marck Jesus Espejo, what's the first thing that comes to mind? One of them could be phenomenal volleyball greatness. The 24-year-old phenom is not yet done writing his story as an import. Espejo will be raising our flag once again in the Japan V-League, this time for FC Tokyo. The 6'3" outside hitter has made his mark locally with 5 MVP titles in his UAAP career and 5 more in the Spikers turf. And this doesn't include yet the countless championships, finals MVPs, and individual accolades he has received here at home and abroad. Tonight, the Signal HD Spiker turned FC Tokyo import joins us to share his excitement as he says Ohio again to the Japan V-League. Idol Marck, congratulations!
Hello po, Diego. Thank you po.
Alright, Mark, unang-una, salamat kasi we know that you're on the road right now doing things that are required for you to end up in Japan. So thank you very much for taking our call.
Yes po.
Okay, Marck.
Thank you.
Alright, Marck. So, 4th time abroad, 2nd time na sa Japan. How do you feel representing, not just your name, not just your family, but also the whole country as an import once again?
For me, ako sobrang excited ulit kasi ito talaga yung dream ko na makabalik ulit sa Japan. Kasi noong first Japan ko, hindi ko natapos yung season dahil sa shoulder injury ko. So ito, babalik ulit ako. I hope na mas okay na journey to, tsaka no injuries talaga. Kasi yun doon talaga ako natatakot. And sobrang saya ko na rin kasi dahil dalawa kami ni Brian na pupunta sa Japan para i-represent yung country.
A lot of representation there in Japan. And compared to yung first trip mo to Japan, what is different from the Marck Espejo who went there the first time, apart from yung health, compared to the Marck Espejo going there soon?
Siguro nung first time ko kasi wala pa akong experience. So kung ano yung nilalaro ko nung collegiate, so parang dinala ko lang din doon. Tapos during nung season na yun, kung ano yung nakikita ko, ina-apply ko na lang din. Pero ito, since may Thailand na ako, tsaka Bahrain na experience, and alam ko na rin kung ano yung meron sa Japan, so parang may idea na rin talaga ako kung paano maglaro sa international league po.
Marck, ngayon na alam mo na yung, the experience of playing abroad, ano na yung pinalit mo sa pag-prepare this upcoming, season? Ano na yung, syempre you have more experience, how did you change your routine and process as you prepare for this, stint sa Japan?
Siguro, since alam ko na nga yung mga experience sa mga iba-ibang countries, parang ngayon kasi parang mahirap kasi sa pandemic nga, so yung familiarity sa paglaro ng volleyball nawala kasi sobrang tagat na hindi na pag-training. I mean, parang physically fit ako, ready ako, pero syempre yung pag-execution, mahirap talaga yun. Kasi nga, yung volleyball naman, hindi naman siya instant na makapag-training ka ng 1 week, 2 weeks, okay na kagad. Syempre, months talaga ang preparation din. So, ayun, dun lang siguro ako mahihirapan yung familiarity ulit sa paglaro ng volleyball.
We're showing you pictures of you throughout your volleyball career, and one of the last pictures we showed was you representing the Philippines. And a big question there for all the fans is, paano mababalanse yun, being an FC Tokyo import and a Philippine player?
Before naman, naka-ready naman na yung sa contract ko yung kailangan kong maglaro for the Philippines. So siguro habang nasa Japan ako, i-represent ko yung country rin and makapagpakondisyon na rin ako. At the same time, pagbalik ko before SEA Games, may apply ko ulit kung ano yung nakita ko sa Japan para ituro ko ulit sa team ko and sa mga club teams din, ganun.
Well, Marck, sa pagbabalik mo ngayon sa Japan, ano yung mga pwedeng asahan syempre ng mga fans mo ngayon na babalik ka na at maglalaro sa Japan?
Siguro, syempre, andun yung pressure pero gagawin ko yung best ko para may pakita ko pa rin na yung sa first Japan ko may kulang pa kasi nga since hindi ko natapos yung season na yun, parang sa 3 rounds, 1.5 rounds lang ako nakapaglaro dahil nga shoulder injury. So, eto, siguro panibagong journey na ulit pero siguro mas mature na player na siguro yung makita nila and ayun, no expectations naman pero gagawin ko pa rin yung best ko.
I like it kasi with age comes maturity, diba? So ganun talaga tayo. But then, Marck, may schedule ka na ba in terms of yung timeline mo going to Japan? And if ever, how long will that contract be? How long will that season be in terms of your preparation after Japan going into any Philippine team duty?
Ngayon, ang target ko umalis sa August. Tapos, ang contract ko until May talaga next year. Pero, nasa contract naman na once na before SEA Games, uwi talaga ako para maglaro sa Philippines. And eto rin na darating na ABC sa Thailand, inaayos rin kung kaya ko makahabol kami dalawa ni Brian para makapaglaro. And ayun, ready naman ako lagi kapag ipatawag ako ng national team.
You know, it reminds me, you remind me of 30 in a sense that babalik siyang Japan. And then when he came back, before he announced that he was going to return, sabi niya may unfinished business daw siya. Do you feel that same way? May konting unfinished business that you need to win something in Tokyo?
Yes, meron talaga sobra kasi parang nung first Japan ko nga, di ba, hindi ko natapos yung league, yung season. So parang sobrang na-down ako noon, sobrang parang frustrated talaga ako. Kaya sabi ko, once na makabalik talaga ako sa Japan, ipapakita ko talaga yung best ko. And ito, nabigyan ulit ako ng chance na makabalik ulit ng Japan. And hopefully, mas maayos na journey talaga at makaiwas talaga sa injuries.
Okay, lastly, Marck, message mo sa mga fans and supporters mo dito sa Philippines ngayon na pupunta ka na sa Japan.
Yes, sa mga fans po and supporters, maraming salamat po sa prayers niyo po. And kahit na may pandemic, hindi nawawal. Ramdam na ramdam yung pagsuporta niyo po sa aming lahat. Maraming salamat po. And then sa darating na Japan stint ko, sana supportahan niyo pa rin ako. Hindi lang ako, siguro lahat ng mga athletes na pupunta sa Japan or maglalaro sa abroad, supportahan niyo po sila lahat. And sa darating na SEA Games, I hope na nandiyan pa rin po kayo para supportahan po ang bawat isa.
Marck,
po.
Marck, thank you very much for joining us. And I'm going to let all of the athletes I know that are going to Japan to contact you kasi I think pwede ka mag-host ng dinner doon eh. You're familiar with the place.
Yes po, familiar na.
Okay, Marck, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you po.
Now we'll go inside the game with pole vaulting Olympian EJ Obiena as he sets his sights on a gold medal finish at the Tokyo Olympics. Stay tuned. You're watching the game. Welcome back to the game. I'm Pablo De Rosario. Now, imagine being a 21-year-old Filipino pole vaulter with a world of potential, ranked number 31 in the world, only to have a career-threatening ACL injury. Now, that was EJ Obiena back in 2017. In 2021, EJ Obiena, well, he is busy preparing to represent the Philippines at the world's biggest stage, the upcoming Tokyo Olympics. Coming off a dominating 2019 Southeast Asian Games gold finish, the country's #1 pole vaulter continued to break record after record after record, most of them his own, while being the first Filipino to qualify for the 2020 Olympics. Now, less than a month away from his toughest challenge yet, EJ shares his goal of completing the biggest comeback of his life by bringing home an Olympic gold medal in this edition of Inside the Game.
EJ, first of all, this has been a crazy journey for you, I'm sure, especially during the pandemic, especially trying to figure out how to train, how to compete at the levels that you want to. And a lot of personal stuff going on for you as well, as I've seen in previous interviews. In general, though, 1 month away from the Olympics, where are you at mentally, physically? How are you doing?
mentally, physically, I'll say I'm in a good shape. I'm where I want to be. There's still a lot of things that I need to work on. I keep saying that because it's true. So I keep just focusing on that. Logistic wise, going to Tokyo, it's not gonna be easy. We're still sorting a bit of here and there. My post, some issues with that as well. So yeah, I'll say mentally, I'm holding up. I have a task I need to do, and just focusing on that, and just
when you go on social media, I honestly, I don't know how much you personally go on social media, because there's just so much about you, so much, so a lot of hype, a lot of hope, and I'm sure that makes you feel like, oh, really? I don't know how you feel about that. But then, how do you manage the expectations? Because in terms of hopefuls, you're definitely up there in who the Philippines is looking at for a first goal.
What's good about their expectations is the same as what I expect from myself. So I don't feel that much of a pressure. I know when I come to that field, I did everything that I can, and I'll put everything that I have, and that's all I can do. And whatever the result may be, I'll focus on that afterwards. Whatever the backlash would be, I'm just focusing on that. I don't feel pressure about how the people expect me to perform, because I think they are not expecting that much from me, or what they're expecting is actually achievable. So I don't really feel any, this nerves getting into me or something. Yeah, I think that kind of summarizes it.
Do you feel that maybe you're peaking at the right time, or are you possibly thinking of making sure that the level that you're performing at right now is enough to win the gold, and you just want to be at that level up until the Tokyo Olympics?
The good thing about my sport is the peaking time. It's not like a day or 2 day. There's no weight that I need to maintain. There's no, of course, I need to keep as lean as possible. That I don't need to do weigh-ins or something like that. So it's easier for me to kind of put that peaking in a bit more days. So I would say that I'm on the right track. I feel good. I wouldn't say I'm trying to peak there. I'm still trying to work a lot of things. I believe I still haven't fully materialized what I have worked on the indoor season, the preparation that we have done, and the technical changes that we are working on. It's still not stitching all together. So it's hard to say if I'm peaking, because I don't know what I can do at that when I peak, So
I love it.
It's better. I leave that to him.
EJ, you're going into this historic feat for yourself, for the country, and trying to do it in very strange situations. And I'm very curious about how your build-up towards that Olympics is going to be in basically every facet that you're trying to concentrate in.
Man, that's a heavy one. It's been one heck of a journey. That's definitely 2017 was the biggest decision I think I've made so far in my life, and so far it paid off. No discounts on that. I work hard. I put everything that I can, and I made it to Tokyo. And not a lot of people know, but during that time I had a decision to make, either to continue pursuing this Olympic dream after my injury or not. I took that, and I promised to myself and to all the people that I've worked with that, if I don't make Tokyo, I'm done. I'll walk away with the sport, and I'll be a happy man knowing that I tried. But God has given me this, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm pushing. That's why I'm doing what I can to make this as good as it could be. You don't know what's gonna happen after Tokyo. You don't know if there's gonna be 2024 for me. So I'm just saying, I'm seeing this as I'm looking at it as my last Olympic Games, and I'm focusing on that and putting that into perspective and trying to, do whatever I can and make this a very memorable one.
Have you already visualized how it would be when you take your first step into the Tokyo Olympics as a competitor, as an Olympic hopeful for gold?
Goosebumps, because I have no idea what to expect. But I know whatever happens, I'm gonna be there and just gonna take all that energy in and focus on the task at hand. But at the same time, that's my dream. I have no idea how that's gonna feel. I think nobody can actually visualize it as good as they want to. It's just pure excitement, pure joy, and I just want to be there and be ready when I step on that track and feel all of that confidence, all of that hard work that I've put in, and it's finally time to put it to test. That would be one heck of a ride.
That was EJ Obiena joining us from Italy. Speaking of our national athletes, now's the time to show our puso together with Gilas Pilipinas as they compete at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in Serbia. Gilas stars Kai Soto, Dwight Ramos, and RJ Abarientos bannered the young lineup as they come off a successful campaign at the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Gilas Pilipinas will be facing host country Serbia at 2:15 a.m. Philippine time on July 1 and the Dominican Republic at 2:30 a.m. on July 2 Philippine time as well. Catch both games live on One Sports and One Sports Plus. So we saw a bit of the lineup a while ago, and the big news out from Serbia is that there's possibility Dwight Ramos might not be able to play due to injury. How big of a factor is that, and should the Philippine fans be all that worried that could change the result against Serbia?
Well, of course, it's a big loss that Dwight Ramos is questionable when he's gonna be able to play. But playing against Coach Tab in the UAAP, it's normal for them to have injuries, but their mentality is just the next man up mentality. So no matter who's going to be on the court, they're going to play the same way. They're going to execute on offense, find the open shots, and play good defense.
Now you bring up a good point there, and it'll be tough for them regardless, whoever was complete, knowing how great Serbia is. But Jegs, that was fantastic, and I hope you enjoyed the show in particular.
I really did.
All right, so take us away.
All right, thank you guys for watching. I'm Diego Dario.
Catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Paulo De Rosario. This has been The Game.